The real problem is the story you have. The story you have is, I've tried everything. The story you have, nothing works. The story has, all the good ones are gone. And the story is the belief you've told yourself over and over, because belief is the invisible force that controls everything in your life. And when you have a belief that you've honed because you're fearful and you've never done this before, then I can show you exactly how to do it. And you'll say, it doesn't work. I've tried that. Yeah. How many times? How hard? How many minutes? Right? But what's behind the story is your state, your mental, emotional state. If I said to you, I am going to lose 12 pounds in the next 6 weeks, there is non-negotiable. Here's what I'm going to do, this and this and this and this. Do you think I'm going to do it?
Yes.
You bet your ass I'm going to do it, right? You can feel the state.
Yeah.
So people are usually trying to figure out how to do something, and they got a story about it, when what they need first is the state. When you go in the right state, haven't you had this happen where you get in the flow and something comes through, you're hitting a tennis ball, or you're speaking, and at the end of it, you're like, that was pretty awesome. I did that. How'd I do it? I don't know. That shit just flowed. That was pretty awesome, right? You're in a peak state. I put people in a peak state while they're doing the things we're talking about.
So what can anyone listening at home do before the big meeting, the big moment in their life, or really like on a daily basis to configure our state?
And the secret, though, is I don't negotiate with myself. I go in the cold plunge for both the health purposes, because it floods your body, right, completely. The real value is the mental discipline of, I don't go, okay, I'm ready. And I don't get in when we just lie in here. I dunk under, I jump in when it goes above my head. I go under the water, I dive into it, right? And I don't stand there. I don't stand there and go, oh, I feel cold right now, or wait a minute, or like, I've trained my brain. When I say go, we go. And I've done that for decades. And so I'm not in the place when I say go somewhere else, my brain obeys. I don't have these stories in my head back and forth trying to have a conversation with myself, trying to convince myself to do something I've decided, right? So decision point is everything. So I've trained myself to do it, but also it produces a massive change. It is not comfortable. I don't think there's been a morning in my life that I've looked forward to doing it, but it changes you. So that's one thing. The thing I do before I go on stage, I have a routine of how I shift my body. I have a prayer that I do, which is, use me, Lord, and I picture being to serve as many human beings as possible. I see them not only where they are now, I see where they're going to be by the end of what I'm done. And then I make this radical shift in my body. I make these moves, an explosive breath, and then I storm out there. And then I've taken myself, imagine, on a 0 to 10 to a 20 of intensity. So now I can drop down to a 9, feels like I'm very relaxed. But I've got a lot more gears in me than you know. And that's how I can project to the guy at the top of the stadium and hold him for 12 hours, who wouldn't sit for a 3-hour movie someone spent $300 million on.